Hello, darling. Oh, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, darling. Please forgive me. Oh, forgive me, darling. You all come on in. Let's get in here. Let's get comfortable. I do want to thank you all for being here today. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I don't take that for granted, darling. Darling. You've been gone too long. You've been gone too long. It's been such a minute since we have done a live stream. And it's super good to see you guys in here. Thank you for coming in. Shout out to all the mods. I do understand it's during the day. You guys know I had to kind of switch my schedule to during the day because during the evening was just getting to be a lot for me, trying to kind of, kind of balance everything. So I do appreciate you guys being here. Even though it is during the day, if y'all are at work, just go ahead, put your AirPod in on one ear where they can't see. Go ahead and put your phone in a little corner. Nobody got to know that you watching the show, okay? It could be our little secret. I will not tell on you. And our Instagram and Facebook and YouTube friends aren't going to tell on you either, okay? So it's all good. Now, today we're going to have a very important discussion about proper management of one's puss. Okay. I am a huge supporter of shaming. Okay. Shaming is how you keep women in line. Okay. If I've said it once, I've said it twice. Women are held accountable socially, and men are held accountable systematically. Okay. When we removed shame from the vocabulary of dealing with women, this is when things started to go left. It didn't go very well once we decided that shame was no longer going to be a thing, because if you take that away, it takes away a lot of incentive for women to be more kind of responsible for themselves. All right. Now, okay, the lesson that we're going to have today is going to be courtesy of women like Dani Leigh and Summer Walker. Now, before we make this about them specifically, it's a lot of Dani Leighs out there. It's a lot of Summer Walkers out there. Okay, these cycles have been going on for a long time. These situations are actually very, very common. And there's a breakdown that needs to happen here because it's getting ridiculous at this point and it's time. Okay. So let me put my glasses on so we can see here. So let's start here. What do Summer Walker and Dani Leigh have in common? Okay. Now let me say this about people in general. Okay. It is one thing when you kind of meet somebody out of the blue, you don't know much about them, you really only know what they show you. That is totally different than when you are dealing with somebody who has a known reputation for something in particular. It's the same situation with Brittany Renner and PJ Washington. Nobody cares. Everybody knew who this girl was, knows what her MO is. We cannot feel bad for people that get caught up with other individuals where it is no secret how they get down and what they are. So there's a difference when you deal with someone where you really don't know, and when you're dealing with someone where this is what they're infamous for. Okay. Now, this is what happens. This is what women do. And this is where it goes wrong. Once a woman gets competitive and gets competitive with other women, This is where things go all the way left. The most dangerous thing you can do as a woman is begin to become obsessed with winning over another woman, as opposed to doing what is best for you, yourself, your future, your mental health as a woman. There are many women who get so caught up in winning in their masculine energy. Okay? Remember, feminine energy is not competitive, it's complementary. A woman gets so deep into her masculine energy that she becomes almost, it is like an obsession over winning over this other woman, to the point where she loses sight that what you're competing over is no prize. And if you get caught up in that energy, it is a dark rabbit hole. Okay, ladies, and let's just, we like to show and prove here. Ladies, put a number 1 in the chat. Matter of fact, put a number 6 in the chat. If you have ever been in a situation where, things kind of are going left with a guy and the new woman comes in super soon, and then you're looking at the new woman like, sis, good luck. Okay, honey, more power to you. And the new woman ignores the way this man is doing you, ignores the character that he's showing. Okay, and kind of nanny boo-boos to you like, oh, I got your man. And you sitting there like, And then a few months go by and boom, she getting the same thing that happened to you. And then she going crying. Have you ever even seen where she then tries to come be your friend and tries to come almost vent to you about the dude? No, sweetie, that's what you wanted. You can have it. How many times, women, put a 6 in the chat, if you have witnessed yourself a woman completely ignore the way a man is doing another woman and think that she will be the exception? This happens all the time. Any woman being honest with herself has seen it before. If you haven't seen it before, then you're that woman. Okay, whenever a woman normally has to do too much to show and prove her status with a man, normally that's when you know that deep down inside, she knows this is rocky. Okay, she knows. We can say all day that she doesn't, but the truth is that she does. Okay. And what happens is, unfortunately, she is still able to play the victim. All right. She's still able to get sympathy. She's still able to get help. And this is why this has to end. Now, do you all remember when Summer Walker had first got with London on the track? Okay. When Summer Walker first got with London on the track, she violated woman code in many ways. Okay. Let me say this, ladies. Stay out of another woman's business. I want you guys to understand this. Just like there are levels of respect that men have to have for one another, okay, and that they're willing to defend themselves all the way to the point of physical violence to defend their dignity and respect as men, do not think that you as a woman do not have that same responsibility to yourself. All right? When you are dealing with an issue, especially an issue between a man and a woman, where it is an issue caused by you laying down, opening your legs for that man, other women, please don't get involved in that. Please stay out of it. Stay out of other women's vaginas. Stay out of there. You don't belong there. Okay. So do you all remember when Summer Walker got with London on the track? Y'all help me out. Okay. I'm going to need y'all help during this stream. Can y'all look up how many children does London on the track have? Let's see this. Let's really do a breakdown here. Y'all help me find the information. Well, if somebody can find that, y'all let me know. I'm going to continue. Okay. London on the track had multiple children with multiple different women. He has 4 children. Okay. When Summer got with London, she was going toe to toe with the mothers of their children, children that she was not involved in laying down, making, conceiving, birthing. Why were you even commenting on these other women and this man with these children? Stay out of those other women's vaginas. Okay. The new girl always thinks she's exempt. The new girl always thinks that whatever consistent actions this man has shown, it was because of them, and they're not as good as me. So when he gets with me, he's not going to do that because I'm this or I'm that or this and the third. So London on the Track has 4 or 5 children. Summer sat there, watched this man neglect those children, dog out the mothers of those children, because a lot of men forget a big part of being a good father is respecting their mother. You as a man, men don't play about their mamas and their grandmas. Have y'all noticed that? Men love their moms. Try to talk about a man's mama if you want to. They be ready to fight. So why do you then go to your son and daughter and talk negatively about their mom or mistreat their mom that you chose? Part of being a good father is respecting their mother and being a man. It's all fun being a leader, okay? Man, I want to be a leader. Okay, it's all fun being a leader too. You got to take the lead in some self-control. If you would not want somebody disrespecting your mother, do men care the circumstance in which someone disrespects their mom? No, they don't care. They do not stand for disrespect of their mother, period. So why would you do that to your child? Okay. Summer Walker sat there and watched as that man drugged the mother of his children through the mud. He sat and watched all of them. Everybody can't be lying. If a man has 2, 3 baby mamas and they're all saying the same thing, sis, I'm here to let you know they're not making this up. Common sense has to play a factor. Bring back shaming. Bring it back. We need it. Because this poor puss management happens, and you know what the women get in return? Baby showers, gifts, sympathy. What would happen if we began to leave women where they were when they improperly managed their puss with full knowledge of what they were doing? Okay. I was extremely disgusted about the sympathy being given for these situations. Okay. So Summer Walker sat there, watched London on the Track, do all his baby mamas the same. Let me tell you something else, ladies. There's a psychologist that I enjoy watching. Her name is Dr. Nicole. And Dr. Nicole said something one day that was extremely simple yet profound to me. What she said was, a man does not sabotage what he builds. When a man creates and builds something, it is a huge sign of unhealthiness when he sabotages what he put his time, energy, and resources into creating. Okay? So, ladies, when you see a man that has children and he is not with their mother, is not married to their mother, you need to know that he has an extremely good reason why. Sorry. One of my girlfriends calling me back to back. I just need to make sure she's okay. She never calls back to back, so I want to make sure she's all right. Sorry. Okay. So, Summer then sees the signs. Have you guys ever seen what a slaughterhouse looks like? And the cows, they get on the assembly line, and there's the cows and the chickens, and there's this blade. chopping each one's head off. They chop that one, the next one comes. How many, let me see if we can find a video of it. How many times do we see women, you sit there, you watch all these other women get slaughtered, and your ass jumps onto the assembly line belt to be next? Ooh, all this is extremely graphic. We're not going to show this. Ugh. I was going to show the process of the slaughterhouse, but it's kind of gross. Summer Walker then sat there after watching all that and laid there and got pregnant by him. And then not only did she sit there and get pregnant by him, but he, of course, did everything to her he did to the others. But then she then proceeds to make an album about it. And she's cashing in. She's getting rich off of this Poor Puss Management. She's getting rich off of sympathy. I'm not listening to that dumbass album. Here go all the women listening to the album. Yeah, girl, I feel you. Shut up. Now here go all the other victims, okay, unnecessary victims, crying in an album full of emotions from issues that have been fully avoidable. The man takes the lead. How women get hurt is you take the lead in doing more to commit to him than he does to commit to you. If I've said it once, I said it twice. You cannot make a man do anything. Men can make us do things. People tell you all day you're equal to the man. You're not. You're underneath the man. You hold no authority over him. You cannot overpower him. You are not equal to him. So when you sit and try to force an outcome, you are giving equal force, which means nothing moves. He didn't. You have the baby after he marries you. He shows the commitment to marry you. You show the commitment to, okay, I'm going to lay down here and have your child. But women want to sit and try to force an end result. And it has not once ever worked. There is not one example in history of a woman who successfully forced anything on a man. At what point do we say enough is enough? This is stupid. Also, these are not 17, 18-year-old girls. These are girls well into their 20s and 30s. And instead of holding them accountable, this is me. Me, when I heard about Dani Leigh. Me. I don't care about that. I don't want to hear that. Woman up. Let's talk about womaning up. What example does it teach other women when you are able to walk dead into a trap and then get a bunch of attention and sympathy for it? What example does that set? What would happen if when women did stuff like that, we said, woman up? Well, it's a decision that you made. Part of being a woman is the reality. The decisions that you make affect you and affect your children. It's on you. Women want to take all the credit when things go good with the children, but when things are going bad, it's somebody else's fault every single time. Where women go wrong is you believe what a man says, not what he does. You have to have a man put his money where his mouth is. You can talk to me all day. I'm about that action, boss. Okay? Summer Walker, perfect example of poor puss management. Now let's go into the story with Dani Leigh. When the baby and her first started messing around, the baby was in a relationship with Mimi. The baby clearly, I want to say he has 3 baby mothers at this point, and I believe he has all daughters. If that ain't God sending you a message, sir, I don't know what is. And don't think you're exempt from this, sir. We about to get on your ass too. Just hold my beer. Give me a second. Let's let this thing slow cook. Okay. Now, what I thought was interesting is Dani Leigh can dish it, but she can't take it, dear. Do y'all remember when Dani first started messing with the baby? She was torturing Mimi. Never once did she care that this girl had a child with this man. This girl was in love with this man. She got with him knowing that she was with the baby. Dani still got with him, still opened her legs to him. Not only that, but at the very least, if you want that man, you take him, do what you want. Even though a man having intercourse with you doesn't mean he's with you. Dani thought that because the baby was having intercourse with her, that they were together. Y'all gonna have to understand this. It doesn't matter what we as women think about intercourse. It doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? It only matters if you're a lesbian. If you're having sex with other women, then you can only be concerned about what women think about intercourse. But if you are heterosexual having intercourse with the opposite sex, it matters what they think about intercourse as well. Women get in their head what intercourse means, and you project that meaning onto the man. And then you think, well, he must like me if he's having unprotected intercourse with me. He must like me if he's having unprotected intercourse with me and ejaculating in me. He must like me. When do you get it through your skull? That does not mean he likes you. And that doesn't have to make sense to you as a woman. It's the way they are. Get over it, accept it, and move accordingly. Stop trying to change the rules. I don't care if you have 2 pussies, each one wetter than the next. It doesn't change the rule. Whether you are light skinned, dark skinned, it doesn't change the rule. The rule does not change based upon what type of woman it is. The rule is consistent. It is uniform amongst all women. There's not one exception to the rule. But every woman thinks she's the exception. So Dani Leigh based thinking she was in a relationship with baby strictly upon him having raw intercourse with her. Even though you knew that he had a girlfriend, which means they're probably having raw intercourse as well. So see how it gets dangerous when a woman want to compete with other women? You're willing to risk your health to allow this man to slide up in you the same way he's sliding up in. At the end of the day, we don't know what y'all doing. These men, see, the issue is a lot of times the men also get too comfortable. The men sometimes think they have everything under control, and they don't. So the man will have 2, 3, 4 different women that he's dealing with, going in each of them raw, because he swears that he knows where they've all been, swears they know what they're all doing. When we all know that women that are sharing a man, he's rarely their only man, if ever. Oh, she got other dudes. So now you see how dangerous this gets. Now the man swears that he has all power and control over this woman, even though the more clingy and the more crazy a woman is, the bigger the hoe she is. Oh my God. Men think that when a woman won't let them go, and that when she's super clingy, that means that she really, really likes him. That means she's a really, really big whore. Oh my God. This is the part. Y'all are not ready for this. That's why she does all that, to distract you from what she's really doing. Because a healthy woman is not doing all that. A healthy woman knows how to participate in a healthy relationship. How do you think these women get so attached and so crazy? You know why? From being beated, skeeted, and repeated multiple times. I'm sorry, beated, skeeted, and retreated multiple times. That's why she's broken like that. That's why she's overly clingy. That's why she lets you do anything and still deal with you. They be the biggest ones out here in Tom, Dick, and Harry. And these men roll up into them any type of way because he think, oh, she's sweating me, so that means she really likes me. No, sir. No. Men, stop thinking you got all the sense. You don't. Just as a woman can never be physically stronger than you, you can never be emotionally and mentally stronger than a woman. This is why God made us this way. This is how we need each other. You got the bronze, we got the brain. Stop trying to outsmart women. You are never outsmarting women. Instead of trying to outsmart women, stay in your lane and stay as the leader. You don't need a co-pilot in your cockpit. Don't try to change that either. Move accordingly. Stop thinking that you know it all. You don't know anything. Women will always be 10 steps ahead of you. The more a man fights that, the dumber he gets. The smartest men are the men that understand that and move in accordance. The same way a woman, the minute she messes up is when you think you're stronger than a man. No matter how hard you train or how good you think you are, and you quickly learn, it's just never going to happen. Fellows need to learn the same thing. Okay. So now, if Dani Leigh wanted to deal with the baby, that's her business, honey. That's your poor puss management. That's on you, sweetie. You know, do your thing. We can't change anything. But not have it be, not have it be where now all of a sudden when you get kicked to the curb, you crying and reaching out for sympathy for everybody. Okay, let's look at some of this, guys. Let's look at how some of this went down. Okay. And some people feel like Mimi, the baby's girlfriend that he was with before he got with Dani. Some may feel as though she's being petty because she came in and spoke on a situation. I don't think it's being petty at all. Why is the defense of ourselves deemed as petty by people? I think anybody should be allowed to defend themselves without necessarily having a name put on it or attached to it. As soon as this went down, Mimi entered the chat so fast, and I can't say she was wrong for it. I would have done the same thing. Oh, no, honey, because you got on this internet and nanny boo-booed me when you first started dealing with that dude. Okay? You were totally okay with him leaving me with a child. It was fine with you. But now you want sympathy. Nobody has sympathy for Mimi. And now here when we have Dani, Hispanic, curly-haired, blonde woman, we see a lot of sympathy. And see, this is the problem with dumb birds. The problem with dumb birds is that they support one another. Here go all the dummies. Here go the dummies. All of them are about to be over here giving each other dumb chick support. Here goes Summer Walker. Ah! Man, it's like dumb chicks know how to congregate together to support one another. Okay? It's like dumb chicks sit and perk up like a bat signal when each other does something dumb, and they jump to rush to the rescue to sit and support one another in stupidity. And this is how dumb chicks stay empowered, unfortunately. So now, of course, here goes dummy number one entering the chat. Summer, these chicks said, you know what? If no one else will support our dumbness, we will. Okay, here goes Summer. Damn. Niggas really ain't hit. Seeing like that really makes my chest hurt. Brings a bitch flashbacks. promote my album, still over. Pick it up in stores now. I'm gonna pray for her. Long gaze into the sunset. Where's the other dumb birds? This is ridiculous. I can't take this. I saw another dumb bird. Where she went? Here they go. Here go the other dummies. Here go the other dumb birds. Well, them dumb birds, I wish y'all dumb birds could support each other for something productive. No tea, no shade. But let's all send healing energy to Dani Leigh. Man, y'all don't sit, y'all. Please get some bird food. Okay, what else we got? So now here, let's look at this. Let's look at this. So now this is Dani Leigh showing a bunch of, I guess, what she thinks are receipts of her being with him. Let me tell you, ladies, something else. Oh, you guys are going to hate when I tell you guys this. I've said this 1,000 times. I've said this. I say certain things till I'm blue in the face. But let me go ahead and say this, ladies. Men do not like to be alone. They don't like to be by themselves. Okay? They enjoy having female company. It's a lie when men say they want alone time. No, they don't. Men do not like to be alone. It's not alone time. Okay? It's not alone time. It's called time for other chicks. Oh, just trust and believe he is going to have some type of company. Oh, it's happening. Okay? So, ladies, unfortunately, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but he can bring you places. He can, you could be at his shows. You could be on a jet. Women feel like, well, I was at his house. These niggas don't care about who come to their house. They don't care. They don't invite anybody to their house. They don't care. Let's take a test. If he comes to your house, if you go to his house, does that mean he likes you? No. If he has raw intercourse with you, does that mean he likes you? No. Okay? This man wanted company. If the company wasn't you, it was going to be somebody else. Sometimes you're the company that he keeps in between company with other people. You just happen to be the chick that was available that day. The only thing that shows that a man want to be with you is when he marries you. Not when you go to his house. Not when he drops it off in you. Not when he ejaculates inside of you. None of that. None of that means he cares about you. So now here goes Dani. So you're telling me that I was your side chick, but we were doing all this? Yes. Yes, ma'am. It hurts, doesn't it? I bet y'all will stop playing. I bet y'all will stop playing. I bet y'all will stop trying to do things your way and begin to put some respect on how men move and stop trying to fight against it. Okay? No one should be feeling bad for Dani Leigh. Dani Leigh needs to pick up her self-respect and her baby and go ahead. And there's another underlying issue here with women like Dani Leigh as well. Okay? Because they tend to assume that since they are not of the Black race, that they're more valuable. The reason why they think this is because this is what Negroes tell them. Because non-Black women are very insecure of real Black women when it comes to Black men. Because deep down inside, everybody truly desires their own race. That's natural. Deep down inside, it should be normal and natural for everyone to desire a partner that looks like them. So these non-Black women become very insecure of Black women. So the Black man, in order to make her feel better, talks badly about Black women to them and tells her that she's so much better and she's so much this, to where now she sees him doing this to this Black woman. And she truly felt like, yellow bone is what he wants. He's only doing that to her because she's a Black girl. But see, me, I'm exotic. I'm not Black. So this is what he really wants. Sorry, sis. I'm what he really wanted. Don't know what to tell you. Better luck next time. That was Dani Leigh. Now, the type of man that the baby is, in my opinion, is the worst kind of man. The baby is probably the worst kind of man that you can get caught up with, because he's an insecure, fragile mama's boy. This is why he puts on this overly done, masculine, alpha, manly thing. That's a number one sign of severe insecurity and weakness in a man. Nobody cares. Okay, ladies, pay attention to this.
Just deal with what comes with it and handle them kids. You got in the bed laying, deal with what comes with it. But don't let nobody play with your character, man. And damage your integrity as a father out there. Don't let nobody play real life.
Look how he played
real life games. You know what I'm saying? Or a fake world. Like that ain't.
Let me show y'all this other video. This annoyed me so bad. And ladies, y'all, honestly, if you know that you cannot control men, you're not in any control of a man. Can y'all please stop going back and forth with them? I really wish that more women would move accordingly to men. I really do. If we as women learned how to move accordingly, we would save ourselves so much trouble. Sometimes I'm just so disgusted at how we try to force things. I'm trying to find the video. I think it's this one.
Okay, there I go. To my face. You.
It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puff.
Yeah, whatever. Shut the. Yeah. You want to record me talking about shut the.
I gotta record you for my sake.
Yeah, go ahead. This the first thing.
You ain't finna burn it. Then I'll get your phone. Let me close it first.
See how he's antagonizing her?
Yeah, that's what it is.
And she's entertaining it. Couldn't have been me. Ooh, ooh. Oh my God, is it back on? Can you guys see me? Oh my God, is it back on? Can you guys see me? I can't tell if it's back on.
Go ahead. See me later, babe.
All right, baby. I'm gonna get the stuff for the potluck and stuff done, and I'll call you when I get off of here.
Okay.
All right, baby.
All right, bye.
Y'all see me? Yay! Oh, I was so scared that it yay! I don't know what just happened. Okay, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to start a whole new stream. Okay, Lord. All our life we had to fight. Okay, so we back. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened, but it don't even matter. We back in action. Sorry about that. All right, so now where were we? Hold on, let me get all this stuff back because hold on. Let me close this. All right. So right back to where we were. Sorry. I'm also going to have you guys be able to call in too. I was so mad. I was like, my live stream is not working. What do I do? Nothing ever goes right for me. I hate it here. I'm over here about to have a heart attack. I'm like, I was just doing my live stream. I don't know what happened. Okay. So now the baby gotta be the worst type of man to get involved with. Men like the baby are hopeless because he is a fragile mama's boy. He is a fragile, insecure mama's boy who has a hyper manly, hyper masculine, fake persona that crumbles at the very sight of anything difficult. So he did something that just annoyed me to no end. Again, I don't care. I feel no sympathy for Dani Leigh. So I'm not saying this like, oh my God, how could he do this to her? Because she watched him do this to another woman. But let me see. But it's a good lesson as women to kind of see like how men will move. And then this is the other interesting thing, ladies. Men will respect you when they attempt to give all this game and finesse to get something out of you and you don't allow it to happen. Ladies, this is going to sound super weird, but men will low-key resent you and punish you when you allow their game to work on you. Okay? Sometimes as a woman, you're inclined to do what you think the man wants you. A woman naturally wants to do what she believes a man desires of them. But in a weird, sick way, if you give in to that, when the man is not serious about you, he will punish you for falling for it. Dani is currently being punished for falling for the game, the finesse. Okay? I am trying to find the video. Okay? Men will, I don't care how much of a fit they throw. I don't care of all the game they talk. A man, you would much rather leave a man and have him salute you and say, you know what? That woman had enough respect, was up on game enough, had enough love for herself that she did not put up with my shit. You as a woman think you're being down and being a ride or die by allowing this whack stuff to happen, not knowing the reason why this whack stuff he's doing will always continue is because he hates you. He hates that you're so dumb and so weak that you're falling for this minimal effort game where all he has to do is give you dick and lies and he has you like this in his hand. He will hate you. You will not have proved that that you're a ride or die. You will not have proved that you're down for him. He will resent you and he will punish you every chance he gets. I'm trying to get, I don't know why I cannot find this video, but in the video, he basically was saying, you nothing but a side chick.
You know, anything baby could possibly have, I go get it. I stay up at the penthouse down in the city, but I'm making clear.
This might be it. Let me see. Let me see. Women, you think that eating it from a man make him love you and respect you? Is actually the total opposite. It makes him hate you, and he will give you more and more shit on your plate the more you eat it.
I go get everything, you know, everything. Anything baby could possibly have, I go get it. I stay up at the penthouse down in the city, but I'm making clear that
Talk about it.
I'm making
Right here.
that's cool. But I'm making it clear that I'm making and it's the thing.
Everybody go ahead.
And
These
I'm glad
games.
y'all know.
Go ahead.
Here, come here.
You scared?
And I'm glad. No, I'm not scared. Look, and I'm glad she walked out, so as you can see, nobody was put out. And me calling the police, that's like for my safety, because this what I'm dealing with. Like, this is a real deal, cool. Look, damn, I go get everything, you know, everything.
Where's the part where he said she was a side chick? Is this it?
Long story short, you make the kids deal with what come with it, handle them kids. You got in bed late.
He's trying to make himself the hero, the noble one.
Don't let nobody play with your character, man, and damage your integrity as a father out there. Don't let nobody play real life games. You know what I'm saying? Or a fake world. Like that ain't what I do. You know what I mean? I'm an entertainer. I rap. I do what I do. But when it comes to like parenting, like I don't wish
this ain't the video. Damn, where's the video? Because I wanted you all to see his body language and his tone in this video. He called her the side chick. The reason why he called her the side chick is because he was pillow talking with her the whole time when he first got with her, when he was with the mother of his child, telling her, oh no, I really want to be with you. I'm done with her. You know, it's you, baby. That's why now he's purposely using that term. And that's why that term sent her. Because I told you, ladies, you know who the worst person to be mad at as a woman is yourself. She got so sent when he called her a side chick, because deep down inside, she knew it was true. And she is so mad at herself that she believed him when he told her, oh, no, baby, I want to be with you, baby. I want to be with you. Yeah.
I ain't never addressed no. He wants me to get out of his house. Go ahead. Because I always was like, nah, let me not talk to him. Where's this? The internet is always going to make the whole story up. Where's he at?
Why is there multiple videos playing? Anyway, I can't find a video. And I'm kind of over it. Look at this. Look how he played this. Look how he played this. Thin line between love and hate mixed with some get out. Now, another thing I found profound that the baby said is, I'm not about to be here giving in to this woman that tried to have a baby for her career. Okay, so this speaks to the self-hatred in the baby too, that the baby knew that this non-Black woman was also using him for clout. He's also mad at himself that he fell for it. They might have been using each other for clout, okay? So now what he's doing is, the fact that that girl was still there, honey, why are you still there? Honey, the minute that man, if I'm holding my 3-month-old baby, and this man come in, this baby that you made with me, I'm holding my baby, it's wintertime, it's cold outside. And you come to me telling me and my baby to get out and go to a hotel. Baby, let me tell you about me, honey. Honey, I would have been like, say less, baby. I would have went, got me a nice hotel room. Guess where I would have been the next morning, honey? Baby, don't play with me like that. Guess where I would have been at 9 a.m. the next morning? Y'all put in the chat where you can guess I would have been. Okay. Y'all, I want to see, put a vote in the chat if you guys can guess where should she have went The next morning, shout out to CC404. She said child support. Honey, child support, period. When I say it would have made I would have been outside the child support office at 8:55, ready for them to open at 9 a.m. with the quickness. Because like we quoted from Dr. Nicole Pryor, a man does not sabotage what he builds and creates. You gave me this baby, you gonna sit and kick me and the baby out in the middle of the damn night with a 3-month-old? Once you see, I tell you ladies all the time, if a man ever leaves you, kicks you out, if a man ever abandons you, some women feel a way about being considered a man's territory or property. But you should not, because that is what men value. Men do not value other people. They value themselves, their resources, their territory, their property. So you actually want to be seen in his eyes as an extension of his name, his territory, his property, so to speak. Because that is when he will protect and regard it. Okay? So if you have a man be willing to abandon you as his territory and leave you wide open, don't ever go back to him. It is very unnatural for a man to abandon his territory, to abandon his children, to abandon his name. Men that can do that are dangerous. I know men right now that are suffering at home in relationships because they refuse to abandon their daughters, refuse to abandon their children. That's what real men do. Real men will sacrifice and suffer to protect their territory, their name, if necessary. So when a man says, I don't care, and abandons you with his child, sweetie, there is nothing left to see here. There is nothing left to talk about. There's nothing left to work out. It's over, baby girl. Dani Leigh, why were you still there? Cryptonomics says, sixthegoddis. In the video, the baby never said he was abandoning his child. Let me tell you fellas something. And y'all are not going to want to hear this. But I'm going to tell you guys this. If you as a man impregnate a woman, I don't care how you feel about this woman. That means that the whole time when she is pregnant with your child inside, she's your responsibility. While your child is nursing, she's your responsibility. This is why the Most High tells us to have children. If you cannot see this woman being your wife, you should not be able to see her being the mother of your child. Men do not want to do for a baby mama who is single and open to sleep with other men. Men naturally want to do for their wife, where she has sworn under God that she is yours and yours only. She carries your name and is a part of your territory. Okay? While your seed is inside that woman, if she don't have no place to stay, guess who got to provide it? You. Because your child is inside that woman. You cannot separate the two. Your child needs breast milk, not chemical-ridden formula that is for lazy women talking about breastfeeding hurts. Or even worse, I'm not breastfeeding because I don't want my boobs to sag. So while your child is inside that woman, while she needs food, vitamins, and health to nurse your child from her breast, she's your responsibility, grown-ass man. And there's no doubts about it. If you feel like it will bother you to make sure this woman has basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter while she's pregnant with your child, you impregnated the wrong woman. Men, you all give up your power in so many ways without knowing it. Let me tell you, brothers, where you went wrong and how you transferred power without even realizing what you did. Where you all went wrong is when you began to follow the logic that it is the woman that chooses whether life does or does not come into this world. Why do y'all go around screaming that from the mountaintops? If I was you, I would quiet that down and I wouldn't say that. Because we can continue on without marriage. Men will say women control having kids and we control the marriage. People could never get married ever again, and the human race would continue on without an issue. But what would happen if people stopped having sex and getting pregnant and giving birth? We would die out. So actually, nobody cares that you all control access to marriage. That is not a life or death factor. So when you as men say, it is not on us, it's not on us, on what life comes into the world, it's the woman that chooses. No. There was a situation in a rehabilitation center a few months ago where a woman was in a long-term coma, and one day her belly started growing, and one day she gave birth in a coma. Listen to what I'm saying. This woman was in a coma, and one day, here go the nurse in here coming to check on her, and she's dilating and giving birth in a coma. A woman can sit and do absolutely nothing. A woman can be half dead and still conceive, gestate, and give birth. Do y'all remember that story? She was in a coma for like a year. She was in a coma for a long time. Now, what does it take for a man to reproduce? Number one, an erection. Let's talk about the steps. So a woman can lay there and do nothing. A man can go ahead and ejaculate up in there. That woman cannot even be conscious and gestate and give birth. Now, what does it take for the man? The man got to get an erection. He then has to insert that erection into the vagina without protection. He then has to stroke in and out until he orgasms. Ladies, let me tell you something. Men know when they're about to orgasm. They know. If you ever had a man, oh, my bad, I know. He knew. Men know when they're about to orgasm. So you have to get an erection, stroke in and out, feel the orgasm coming, have the orgasm, not pull out, pray, not do anything, ejaculate inside that woman for her to have access to the bodily fluids that enable her to have a child. So I ask you again, who is really in control? Who is really making the choice? A woman cannot pry a man's leg open and take his semen from him. He has to give it to her. So you all have taken your power away when you're saying that you are not the one that decides whether or not life comes into this world. Yes, it is on you, sir. So now the baby is looking at Dani Leigh and tormenting her because he's like, you dumb bitch. I cannot believe you fell for this. Ladies, have you guys ever, my father told me something a while ago that stuck with me and has always stuck with me. And I love this man for this. My daddy told me, don't take advice from any other man except me. I said, why, Daddy? Why should I only take advice from you? My daddy said, because I'm the only man in this world that is not trying to sleep with you. And I said, oh my God. So simple, yet so profound. Ladies, there is a big difference in what a man will say to you as a woman that he is sleeping with, wants to sleep with, could potentially sleep with, and the advice he'll give to his daughter. A man will tell his daughter, these men will lie to get what they want. They all lying. Don't believe none he say. They all ain't shit. They all want one thing. This is what men will tell their daughter. But then when a man is talking to a woman that he, again, is sleeping with, wants to sleep with, could potentially sleep with, it turns into, how do you not believe me? How do you not trust me? I'm telling you the truth. So now what the baby is doing is he is punishing Dani. Okay. He is punishing her and he's saying, you are so dumb. I cannot believe that you fell for this. And now what is Dani doing? Instead of her, catching the hint, instead of her being like, instead of her womaning up, let me tell you something. If I was Dani Leigh, I would be so quiet right now. It would make your head spin. Women want to talk so much about power and how sexuality is how a woman expresses her power. Then when it comes time to face the consequences of said actions, it's, I want sympathy and profit for it. No. If you want the freedom and the power that comes with being, hypersexual or promiscuous or whatever, then you got to take it like a woman and take your consequence that come with it. Okay? Dani Leigh, what you should have done, sweetie, is gotten super quiet. You should have taken that L in private as a woman, learned from this, closed your legs, and not had any more children. You should have learned that just because you are not Black, a man does not see you as more valuable. If anything, it might make him dog you out even worse because you don't even remind him of his mama, that he's a mama's boy for that he loves so much. You have to understand, ladies, that men, you can trust a man's consistent actions, not even just actions for a small period of time, consistent actions. You all need to forgive your dad. Ladies, forgive your dads. Forgive your dads. You're going to need him. Good, bad, or ugly, sweetie, y'all are going to need your father. Because as my father told me, you need a man in your life that is not trying to get between your legs. Because he is the only one that is going to tell you the truth. Dani Leigh, we don't want to hear any more about this. We don't care. Everything that's happening to you, we could care less. Okay? What is the best lessons that we can learn from this? Women have to stop projecting what we think intercourse means on men. Men do not think that way. Okay? Intercourse is very, 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 very essential to a man. They will do, see, for women, it's like our basic needs are food, clothing, and shelter. For men, it's like food, clothing, shelter, sex. So if sex is part of what a man needs, humans are always loyal to their own needs first. That means if it's something that men must have, then you have to be careful about the lengths they will go to get it. Do not let your nature as a woman make you a victim. Yes, you as a woman will naturally be inclined to want to please the man. But we have got to understand that in the man's eyes, he wants a woman that can say no. He wants a woman that can set boundaries. Because you know the way a man thinks in his mind? The way the man thinks is, if I was able to finesse her like this, and she couldn't even set a boundary with me, and she believed my lame finesse game, then that means that probably any man can finesse her. If I finessed her with just a little bit of dick and lies, any man can. Guess what that makes a man want to do? Never marry your ass, because men don't want a woman who can be finessed. Men don't want a woman that can be finessed. Men will hit you with level 10 finesse. I mean, they will give it the best finesse they have to test you, to see how valuable you really are within yourself. If you are a woman who does not value yourself, you will fall for the finesse every time. You have to be able to walk away, say no. If you feel like by saying no or saying, listen, baby, I want you to give me actions, not just talk me to death. Baby, I have a father figure. You might want to try that game with the women who don't have a man in their corner coaching them through their relationships with men. Right plan, wrong woman. And if you got to lose that man, then so be it. And you know why? Because you're going to lose him anyway. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, baby girl. We're deep down inside. You know that's some bullshit, but you're telling yourself it is because you're afraid to lose this guy. If you're afraid to lose him, you'll never keep him. That's the ironic part about it. And really think about it. If you did lose him, what are you losing? A manipulator? A man that's going to get you pregnant and leave you with a bastard child and a broken heart? What are you losing? Sometimes women, you get so in your masculine energy and your controlling energy that you start to fight to keep a man that's bringing you down. A man should always make your life better, more balanced, bring protection and peace to your life. But you get so caught up that you begin to start fighting for what? A headache. Forgive your dads. Forgive your dads for you. Like I said, you're going to need him. I did see that they were speaking about how Dani Leigh has a estranged relationship with her family. Men also know how to sniff that out. Women who are vulnerable and they know, okay, if she don't have a man in her life that can coach her through this, I can take advantage. Because as women, we're naturally inclined to want to believe what a man says. We want to believe it. We are designed to follow him. But ladies, you got to be smart. We have got to bring back shaming women. Summer Walker should be shamed. She should be receiving no attention. I am sick that instead of making her be a woman and deal with the consequences of decisions that she made, she instead gets to make an album about it and make high profit off of it. Men like the baby are the worst possible men to get involved with. Men like the baby do not change. Everything that he convinced her to believe, he then used against her later on. This is what they will do. And when you say no, I'm not, no, when you tell yourself as a woman, no, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to fall for this. I'm not going to disrespect myself to keep this man. That is when a man will either do one or two things. He will either respect that and respect you. I am trying to pin the phone number where you guys can call on. Okay? Until that man go and put a ring on your finger and has a ceremony between your family and his family where he go in front of his family, your family, and God, and vow to protect you, love you, and put you under his covenant for the rest of his life, that ain't your man. Okay? That ain't your man. I pinned the phone number. I'm going to give you guys some time to start calling in. I want you guys' opinion. What do you think? Do you feel bad for Dani Leigh? Have you guys ever experienced a situation like this before? What are your thoughts? I want to hear you guys call in. I want to see y'all's opinion on this. Let's talk about it. Y'all know my stand. I don't feel bad for anybody involved in this. Everybody is getting exactly what they really wanted and is getting exactly what they deserve, in my opinion. This is a huge example of poor puss management. Poor puss management happens every day. And the only way that we are going to get women to stop giving into this perpetual cycle of victimhood is if we start shaming them for it and stop, coddling them and patting them on the behind for it. Let me make sure this is working. I'm sorry. Can y'all call back? I didn't see this call coming in. For some reason, it's not populating here. 1 second, guys. Let me see. I see the call coming, but for some reason, it's not popping up for me to answer it. Hold on, y'all. I'm very curious to hear what y'all have to say, because I've already heard a few different, opinions on it. And for me, it's interesting to see different takes that people have on it. You know what I'm saying? I think that, okay, it's working now. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, Tim? How you doing?
Doing good. Give me 1 second. Can you guys hear okay? I want to make sure y'all can hear before we get started. I think we should be okay. Let me make sure that this is working. Hold on.
No problem.
Sorry. All right, let's see. All right, I think we're okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so what is your take on this situation?
So great topic, and thanks for taking my call. Six, I'm sure I've got a good few years on you as far as age is concerned, and this is something that I said, something that you said, and something that I said to a woman years ago, that I could never, ever see myself in a serious relationship with a woman that I felt that I got over on. If I felt that I finessed her, right off the bat, she was X. There's no way that it could be a long, substantial relationship, because I've never been so egocentric to think that what I did to her, somebody else couldn't do the same.
Woo! So you just gonna come right on here and just immediately get right to it, huh?
It is what it is.
So you just went straight into it.
Hey, it is what it is. I mean, when you said it, I was like, I'm glad Six said this, and women really, really, really need to listen to what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And if they're not going to listen to a woman, then listen to a man who's been around the block a few times. Mm-hmm. If I can finesse you, you are not an option.
Woo! Did y'all hear what he said? Because, and you know what? I'm so glad you're saying what you're saying, because they always tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. And I be like, listen, I be knowing what I'm talking about. And sometimes it sounds crazy because we as women try to analyze this in the way that we process things, instead of learning that the man process things differently. Did y'all hear what he said? He said, if he can finesse a woman, then he will not consider her for a serious relationship.
Facts upon facts.
Now, what is the reason behind that? The main reason behind that you think?
Because, listen, I mean, I think highly enough of myself, but like I said, I'm not so foolhardy or so egocentric to believe that what I've done, that the next man can't do the same. It's simple logic. There's always somebody bigger, better, whatever. If you're gonna go off materialistic things, there's always somebody else out there that's a level up. So if I can finesse you, someone else can finesse you.
Yeah, facts. And that's why. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So you know, it's very simple, and it may be hard for some women to comprehend. But the idea of I'm with him because he had game. In so many words, you're basically saying that he was able, silver tongue, and was able to finesse you. And if he could do it when things get a little bit tough, maybe the road is a little bit bumpy, all it takes is somebody else with a slicker tongue to spit game, and there goes that relationship. So.
And that's an interesting point you bring up, because I had kind of discussed something about that prior. I said it's interesting. Men either think like you, or they do get egotistical and they do believe that it is them that just has the best finesse, and he is the reason why he's able to get a woman in a certain mind frame. And that's when it gets really dangerous, because I always felt like the way you're speaking on it is what makes sense. If you can finesse this woman, make her act crazy for you, make her be dumb for you, why would a man think, oh, well, that must mean it's me and she's only this dumb and this crazy for me? Whereas it's the total opposite. Women like that will be dumb and crazy for any man with remote amount of game and toxic sex.
I'll tell the fellas in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. But some men will truly feel like, and that's what I feel like men like the baby do. He feels like, oh, I got these women, not knowing, sweetie, any man can get this woman like this. It's just how she is. And I think there's power when you as men can put that ego aside and just be more realistic about it as you're being now.
Agreed.
I think it's powerful. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. We're on the same page. Your take on it, when I say I co-sign everything you're saying 100%, it's just common sense. This can't really be argued because it just makes sense.
Yeah. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you, brother. You have a good one.
You too now. Take care.
Bye-bye. You guys, the phone number is posted to call in. How is the sound? Are you guys able to hear the callers okay? The phone lines are now open. We're going to go ahead and take another call. So you guys go ahead and call in now. Yeah, what the brother said was powerful. Ladies, again, you have to respect the game and how it goes. A lot better things happen when you respect the game as opposed to fighting the game. Okay. Sometimes this does this where the calls don't want to come through. Some of y'all calls is just coming up as a missed call instead of coming up where I can answer it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Six.
Hi, you're live on the air. Do you have something you'd like to add on the subject?
Yes. So I have 4 brothers, and I was dealing with a guy who I felt like he wasn't too serious. And so I had my brother talk to him, and my brother got his number and he talked to him, and my brother was like, stop talking to him. Ooh. So the thing is, like, when you have male protection in your life, they're going to let you know if the guy is good for you or not. However, I also respect my brother's protection because I know my brother will go off over me. Like, my brother will put hands, my brother will take it to the extreme. So if my brother gives me certain advice, I respect it, because the same thing like your father said about taking male advice from him. And I think that women need to understand that and not abuse the protection, because it's there for a reason, you know?
Yeah, facts. And I think it's better that we accept that than trying to fight it. You don't have to agree with it. It doesn't have to make sense to you. But this is why it is important for us to keep the men in our families close to us. Okay. It is important for us to respect what they think. Okay. You cannot have the men in your life. They love you. They want the best for you. These are your, and I'm talking about blood relatives, ladies. I ain't talking about your male best friend. Talk about that's your friend. No, I'm talking about men who are blood related to you. Because again, these are the only men on this earth that do not have any desire to ever sleep with you ever. Any man that is not, in my opinion, okay,
he can sabotage you.
Period. Any man who is not blood related to you, you are a prospect for sex for him. And if that is the case, you cannot trust what he says, period. So too many times we are kind of groomed to look at the women in our lives and our families as who gets all the regard and all the respect. And that's dangerous, because now you have the blind leading the blind. We have to respect.
And if the women damage their lives and then they are jealous of your youth and your opportunities, they'll tell you false information to have you end up in the same situation as them.
Woo, honey. The facts. I appreciate you so much, sis. Thanks for calling in and giving your perspective.
You too. Thank you.
You have a good one. Oh, yeah. Big facts. Blood related. I don't want to hear this is your male best friend, your gay male bestie. No. Blood relatives, your blood father, blood brother, blood cousin, some man in your life that is blood related to you. Okay? So many times we as women, we wait for men to say, you know what? I'm full of shit. And you're really wasting your time, okay? And I'm going to string you along as you allow me, all right? Just letting you know. Women really think that men are going to come say that. That's not how it works, my dear. Hello, you're live in the air. How are you? Hello, you are live on the air. How are you?
I'm well. Yourself?
I'm doing good. Can you turn the stream down in the back, please? What do you have to add on the subject?
It's not necessarily the subject that you brought up. I wanted to talk about another video that you had done, if that's all right.
No. We're talking about this subject.
I have nothing to add on this subject.
Okay, well then maybe we'll talk later. I don't know. Y'all, please call in when you have something you want to talk about on the actual video that we're currently doing, please. Okay? Let's use a little common sense here. Please don't call in because you want to talk about another video. All right? Let's stay on the topic. We are calling in to discuss the situation with the baby, Dani Leigh. Who's right? Who's wrong? Do you feel bad for her? Do you feel like, what is the solution to this? In my opinion, the only solution to this stupidity is to start bringing back shame. Women need shame to stay in line. The minute that women have begun to get profit and sympathy, hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. What do you have to add on the subject?
I do believe that
Dani did put herself in this situation. We can all agree on. But as a woman and as a single mother who was a teenage mom, I sympathize with her because I've been in the situation, not where, you know, it was a situation where I was in competition with another woman or, you know, I was being messy, because Dani was being messy with the other baby mom. But I've been in that situation to where I've dedicated everything and, you know, postpone my life for a man to disown me, disown my child, and it hurts. Like, that really hurts. So even though I do feel like she brought this on herself, she does, I sympathize with her. Like, I really do. And then I have a teenage daughter myself, and when we're young and we're stupid, we tend to make decisions based off of emotions because we were never taught how to manage our emotions because our parents didn't know how to manage those emotions. And that's what I'm seeing when it comes to her. Now, some of the things that the baby said, as far as him not wanting to be with her, I do believe that she tried to force a relationship on him because she wanted that family element. Not only did she want that family element, she had did so many things publicly when it came to this man that she knew that she would be embarrassed if she had this baby and they were not together. That's why after the baby shower or having the baby across seas or whatever, she flew back to where he was, and his assistant, you know, as he stated in the video, had to tell him to let her come. Like, don't let her stay out there like that. She forced this upon him. And, you know, it's the holiday time that's coming around. He wants to spend that time with the woman that he considers to be his family. And she thought that that baby was going to change that, even though Mimi has a child and Mimi is pregnant with another child. And she stated she was pregnant last year as well. So with the whole going back and forth thing, she knew that this was going to blow up in her face. She just didn't know it was going to blow up in her face the way that it blew up. Now, he's done some damage that's going to take years for her to repair from, in her career may never be the same depending on what she does to revive that, because at this point, her reputation is tarnished. Her reputation became tarnished when she made that Yellowbone song. So I do feel sorry for her in the sense of me knowing that, you know, she's young. She made a stupid decision like we all do. And now she has this baby that her family doesn't accept because this child is half black, and she just kind of, her foot is stuck in her mouth, and it was hard to watch. Like,
well, let me first say this: Dani Leigh is not young. She's 26 goddamn years old. Why are we painting her out to be this decrepit 17-year-old? This girl is a grown ass woman. And also, you know, you're saying you sympathize because now she has egg on her face. She was not concerned when Mimi had egg on her face. You know what I'm saying? Like, we as women have to develop a code where we hold one another accountable. Men cannot hold us accountable the way we can hold each other accountable. And it has to be that if you break woman code and you sit and you deal with this man when you know he with a woman and you still deal with him, you get what you get. I saw a meme and it was a question. And in the meme, it said, it was a made up scenario that said, let's say your husband dies and at the funeral, a woman pops up saying that she's his mistress and she has 2 kids with him. He has a life insurance policy for $5 million. How much money would you give the woman for his 2 kids? And I saw so many women saying, well, I guess I'd give her $1 million or I'd give her 500,000. The kids are innocent in this. And I said, what? You know how much I would give that bitch? $0 and 0 cents. because you knew this man was married and you were still sleeping with him, still had a child with him. Your children will always bear the consequences of your choices as a mother. So if you chose to sit there and have children with a man who was married to another woman, that means that you're not his wife. You are not entitled to anything he has. None of his money and resources. Woman up, deal with it, and figure out how to provide for your illegitimate kids by yourself. We as women need to start doing that. We have got to stop saying, she's young. No, fuck that. You have a daughter. I will have future daughters. They need to see, if I make this ill decision, there will be a consequence. Instead of a consequence, it's baby showers, gender reveals, sympathy, and profit. And the only way that we do that is by saying we got to start womaning up. I'm sure that in your situation that you described, we have to say, why are we giving up our careers, our well-being, unless the man has married us first? This is very simple.
And again, like I said, that goes back to how we were raised, the things that we know as grown women now. Our parents didn't know it. So my mom didn't know it. And it was something that I had to learn, what people say the hard way. All sense is the best sense. Now I know, now that, I know I could teach my daughter moving forward how to, when you get pissed off in life, when stuff don't go your way, you still got to go to work and manage your emotions and act like, you know what I'm saying? I was never taught that. So me bumping my head was solely on just learning stuff the hard way. And I'm not making excuses for Dani. I know that she is grown, but what I'm saying is some stuff we were just not taught. And I came up in a very Christian, a traditional Christian Black home, and a lot of things were frowned upon, and they would say, you can do this, you can do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, with no real explanation. I was just kind of pushed out there to figure things out on my own. And when you're in love with, a guy, there is always consequences. You can get married to a guy and find out that he's not shit and still have.
And you can, but at least you'll know that you've covered yourself. Now, this is the thing. We can't say that, we could get married, it could still not work out. But then if it doesn't work out and you never made the man marry you and waited until marriage, you cannot say that you gave it your all. Now, if you give something your all, you follow code, do things right, and it still doesn't work out, at least you can say that you tried. But when we do not even allow the proper steps to happen before doing certain things, you cannot say whether it would or would not have worked out better, because there are a lot of steps that you skipped. And if your daughter sees you giving sympathy to grown 26-year-old women in these situations, the young girl will say, well, if I do slip up and do this, I still get a baby shower, everyone still feels bad for me, and I'll survive. But if your daughter sees no one feel bad for her and leave her ass to deal with her consequences, that is what will make young girls say, oh my God, I am never doing this again. As of right now, they're seeing Summer Walker, who can do that dumb stuff, make a whole album about it, and make millions off of these decisions. They're seeing the Dani Leighs. Let me show y'all this. Here goes another thing that pissed me off. Here go Dani Leigh brother getting on the internet, threatening, talk about he gonna fight the baby and he gonna give up the baby.
So
why?
This what you want to do. This where you want to take
Hold
it.
on.
This
Hold
crazy. This thing.
I'm gonna show this, sis. I'm gonna take another caller in a second, but thank you for sharing your perspective. I appreciate you.
Okay, goodbye.
Have a good one. Okay, y'all, we're gonna pause the calls for 1 second. That reminds me, I want to show you guys this video because this video sent me. Okay, it is not men's job to. Hold on, y'all. Don't call in right now. I'm about to show a screen share. Oh Jesus. Hold on, y'all. How do I pause calls on here? Is there a way to pause calls? I don't think so. Okay. It is not men's job to risk their life and freedom to save women from themselves. I don't care if that's your sister, your mama, whoever. You do not sit and risk your freedom, risk your life for a woman that simply gave out some poor puss management. This girl watched this man put his other baby mama out. And now here go her brother. Again, this is white woman's tears. Okay? I ain't see no man come to speak up for Mimi when he dogged Mimi out for Dani Leigh. But now here go the non-black woman crying. Now here go men risking their life and freedom to stand up for her.
This way you want to take it. This crazy. This nigga called the cops on my sis. This to disrespect my sister online for the world to see. Disrespect my family. You know what I'm saying? This don't even got nothing to do with my sister no more, bro. This got to do with me and you. You feel me? Because you missed the tough guy over here beating up, knocking little guys out here and there. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do that to me, first off. So this is what we're gonna do, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a hospital right now. I got in a car accident. I got neck. I still beat you my neck like this, bro. On God. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we're gonna do. When you come to the West Coast, bro, which I know you be out here, we're gonna catch this one-on-one fade, bro. You know what I'm saying? One-on-one fade to see what happens between me and you. I wanna see how much of a gangster you are, how much of a real man you are. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. We can catch this. So this is what you want.
Shut your ass up, because first of all, I got my money on the baby period. He gonna knock your ass clean out or shoot you, Sonny. So first of all, shut the hell up. You ain't about to beat up nobody, first of all. Second of all, sir, stop saving this hoe. I don't care if that's your sister or not. She did a whole move, okay? She was sleeping with somebody else's man and got pregnant and thought that she was prettier and better, honey. You cannot save these hoes, even if these hoes is your sister, okay? I also think it's interesting that Dani Leigh's family don't want to accept this child because the child is mixed. The plight of the mixed person, the white side of the family never wants to really accept them. They're embarrassed. I know Dani's family. I know her grandma telling her, Dani, we tried to tell you about the black man. They have slavery. They have issues. They don't make a good man for you to have a baby with Dani Leigh. I tried to tell you about them Negroes, Dani Leigh. We tried to tell you, did not want to listen to us, Dani. The plight of the mixed child. Woo, the plight of the mixed child. The white side don't never want to accept it. It's only black people. Black people love to claim everybody. Here go the black people. You can bring this mixed child on and we'll call it black because its dad's black. No, this is a biracial child. Dani Leigh is white. She's not black in any way, shape, form, fashion at all. The reason why her family is not supporting her is because they told her about creeping around with these black men. We told your ass. And you didn't want to listen. Hi, you're live on the air. How you doing?
Hi, Six. How are you?
I'm doing good. What do you want to add on the subject?
Yeah, for me, I'm just really confused as to her response to it because it's like, I don't know, I've been there. I've been a single mother. I've gotten pregnant by the wrong person. And once that man did not treat me well during pregnancy, he was dead. Dead in the water. I just had to do whatever I had to do to take care of my children because I had twins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just really confused. Like, how can someone let you down when you're pregnant and you're still sitting around looking, waiting for him? Like, that's just really, really strange to me. I don't want to, it's a level, like, I feel like as women, we have to learn from each other and be like, you know, like you said, be accountable. Like, I have to make myself accountable. I have to look in the mirror and be like, I did this to myself. Mm-hmm. And I had to make that choice to do better in life. Now I'm married. My husband takes care of my children. They're sperm donor or whatever you want to call it. He has to look on Facebook and see another man with his kids loving them and protecting them because I have to make a decision to do better for myself. You know what I mean? And I feel like as women sometimes we can get prideful and we don't want to, like, I mean, it's bigger and embarrassing. internet, but sometimes you want to say, well, I had a kid with this person, I have to pretend to make it work. But I'm like, nah, sis, just throw them away and work on yourself. Do better on yourself. So
yeah, woman up. That's what it's about, sis. You said it right there. You have to woman up. You know, that's what you have to do. Take your L. Take your L. Learn
Take
from
your
it.
L, woman up, and do better.
Period.
Manage it better.
And if that's what we had to do as women, then our daughters should not have to do the same thing. Because the other sister brought up the other sister brought up a good point. Back in the day with our mothers, they did not have social media. They did not have the internet. There was not a way for different women to come forward and share their experiences so that younger girls can see the consistencies in the stories of each woman. Unless a woman in their real life opened up broke it down, which most did not, because the Black Mama Starter Kit is never admit when you're wrong. Most of our mothers did not tell us the truth behind poor decisions when it came to bring us into this world. So a lot could happen where you simply did not know. It is different now. We are in the age of information. You have millions of women online doing blogs, videos, posts about their experiences. You can consistently see the similarities in all these stories. There is no excuse for the next generation of girls to be falling for this same thing. This is why I say it's so dangerous. Who are these girls looking up to? Summer Walker is a huge icon that these young girls fashion themselves against. And when they're able to watch Summer Walker make extremely poor decisions and extremely have poor puss management, it will make them say, well, if I do it, it won't be that bad. Whereas if we have women make these poor decisions and we simply step over their dead body, give them no attention and keep it moving, that is what is going to make girls say, okay, this is not the way to go.
It's not fun.
It ain't it. Stop making poor puss management look profitable for young girls. Okay? I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing, sis.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
Bye.
Imagine being a young girl present day. You're seeing no accountability. Not only is it no accountability, but profits. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
Hi, sis. Can you hear me okay?
It's a little rough.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yes. What do you have on the subject?
I just wanted to say this is like, you can't be feminine and play victim. So although I feel like the situation is fucked up, it's sad, but it's like, even me, I had poor pussy management for sure. I had a baby with somebody who I knew wasn't shit. He wasn't shit before I even got pregnant. But just learning, it just really goes to show we have to take accountability for our actions, you know?
Yep. Yeah. Ain't no. Why do we have these young girls and these women get pregnant in these terrible situations, and instead what we do is we celebrate with baby showers and gender reveals? If I see one more goddamn baby shower without a wedding, and the reason why they make these baby showers these huge deals is because there is no wedding. The baby shower has become the new substitute for a wedding. How are we going to get these girls to understand there's a consequence for their actions when we're throwing them a goddamn party? I cannot stand when a woman is single and pregnant and she announces it online. There is no sign of the baby daddy. You're a grown-ass woman alone in your maternity pictures. You can't even show who the man is, because most of the time the man is not even your goddamn man. And then here go everybody in the comments. Congratulations. Congratulations? For what? Ain't no congratulations. Congratulations for adding another damn broken family. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I couldn't even have a baby shower or anything just because my whole family hated him. So it was shame, it was real shame. I didn't have shame amongst my friends or anybody else, but like my family, I just knew it would have been like super fake if I even had one. So I don't know. I just wanted to say that because that was something that I learned from you, that you really cannot be feminine and play victim, because you have to really take accountability and start to be better and do better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
that's facts, sis. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You have a good one, sis.
All right. You too.
Yeah, that's something I say all the time, honey. You cannot be feminine and be a victim at the same time. Okay? Feminine women are not victims. They create them. Okay? The victim is the person that is not given access to your femininity anymore. That's the only victim in a situation with a feminine woman. You never the victim. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
Hello. I just wanted to call in and just add to the fact that we have to start taking accountability for our actions. And if you want to stay with a man that ain't shit, when he give you an STD, stick beside that STD. When he give you a baby and you're a single mother, stick beside being a single mother. But we got to start taking accountability for our stuff.
Yeah. And we got to start taking accountability, and we have to stop acting as though we don't have choices and options. The way some women act, you would think these men were out here with guns to their heads. So many women are victims to their own stupidity, their own delusional behavior. Okay. And I do feel like if we make accountability, if we normalize it, we can avoid these problems from happening.
Right. I agree. I have an entire platform where I talk to women about healing. It's like, if you work on healing and worry about yourself, you wouldn't be attracted to half of the bullshit that you was attracted to anyway. Right. Because you would look at it differently.
Right.
You wouldn't want the nigga that is abandoning you because you would have worked on your abandonment wound. That won't be attractive to you anymore. Right. So we really got to take accountability for our stuff. But half the time when you try to tell them the truth, they get upset.
Right. Yep. It's a fact.
So I agree with you.
Yep. I appreciate you, sis.
You're welcome.
You have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get no sympathy from me. We in the age of information. You've seen this. This man is a celebrity. You can look up his track record. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I wanted to call in because I heard you speak, and I just wanted to call it on a female's channel, and you talk real good. I didn't agree with the part where you said women are 10 steps ahead of men. I think that's not true. If that was the case, you wouldn't have Dani Leigh being used for her poom poom box by the baby, who is obviously out.
So you consider Dani Leigh a woman?
Well, I definitely don't consider her a woman, but if you look at the way women have been becoming degenerates for the past 2 generations, each generation they've gotten worse and worse. So it's only a couple, like maybe 1% of women that's going to stick out in this generation that are actually women. But when you look at a lot of women nowadays, they're definitely degenerate, and men, women get used for their box all the time. And it's crazy.
Women do not get used. Let me ask you this. Do you think there's a difference between a male and a man?
Definitely.
So in the same breath, would there not be a difference between a female and a woman?
There definitely is.
So then you cannot take the actions that as someone who is a female takes and have it speak for the actions that a woman takes. You see what I'm saying?
But when is the last time you've seen a grown, mentally mature woman? When is the last time you've seen that? You rarely see that nowadays.
You rarely see it, or you rarely attract it?
You rarely see it. I think because I'm a millennial. I was born in '98. I still remember what it was like to see women that were responsible, mature. In my younger years, when I was like teenager, a kid, I remember seeing that. you know, nowadays, a lot of women think because they get a college education that they makes them, you know, a woman, but it really don't. They're mentally still not mature. They don't know what responsibility is. They don't know what womanhood is. So I feel like womanhood is a lost trait. You don't really see it a lot, but I do remember what it's like. And, you know, the rare times you do get to see it, you do appreciate it. But it's definitely like the quality of women have gone down. There's no denying that.
Well, I noticed that you said that women today are worser. You know,
Definitely.
so if you're using words like worser, I highly doubt that you're attracting quality women. If you're saying
I'm from the South.
You're from where?
I'm from the South. I'm from the South, so I'm just
worser. Do you know that worser is not a word? If you were in the presence of a real woman and you said worser, she would exit stage left as quickly as possible. So it's hard for me to say that there's no such thing as real women when you have to look at yourself as a man and figure out what are you putting out as to why real women are not on your radar. Okay. But I appreciate you for sharing your perspective, sir.
All right.
Yeah, these women, they worser than ever right now. Yeah, these women, they way worser. You know what I'm saying? They got their college degree and they think that they all that. Boy, ain't nobody worser than these women. Sir, go to hell. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good. What do you have on the subject?
I wanted to touch on at the beginning of the video when you talked about Summer Walker basically co-signing Dani Leigh's actions. And I know that your videos are always about holding females accountable. Why do you feel like most women don't in a lot of cases?
Because they don't have to be. That's why I say that in order for us to start holding them accountable, there has to be a consequence. Women don't really have consequences for anything they do anymore. Okay. A lot of times when it comes to men have systems that give them consequences, whether it be child support, whether it be prison, whether it be alimony. But when it comes to women, if you take away the social aspect of shaming them, denying them resources, denying them status, you have nothing else to hold them accountable. Every human being needs rules, regulations, and consequences. You cannot just let people go and say, do whatever you want. There's no consequence behind it. People are always after their own well-being. So unless it personally affects them negatively, people don't have a reason to conduct themselves in certain ways. This is why on this stream, I'm saying, bring back shame to women. I remember back when women like Summer Walker, if they would have got pregnant, they got to go to an alternative school. They shun you. You are looked at as, you're looked at as irresponsible. Women back in the day, they had to woman up and you had to take the consequence behind what you have. Nowadays, you see Summer Walker, she's making millions off of her Poor Puss Management. So that's the thing. We have to stop throwing them baby showers, feeling bad for them and coming to their rescue. While men should definitely be doing their part to not be out here just impregnating women and then calling them a side chick. Like, while that is a factor too, we also have to have it be for the women where we are bringing back a consequence. You see what I'm saying?
Do you think a lot of women do it just to be in solidarity with another woman, or do you think they have the same mindset most of the time?
I think they have the same mindset most of the time. That's why I did the screen share and I showed all the birds supporting one another. And so I said, here go Alexis Sky, bird ass, sympathizing with her. Here goes Summer Walker sympathizing with Dani. This is why the women a woman is around speaks a lot to who she is. So this is, birds will sit and congregate together in a flock to condone each other's mess. And so when you have majority of people, of women in your circle as a woman who are also birds, This is why nobody is the one to say, hey, maybe we should be a little bit accountable. Maybe this is not it. Right now, if you have a bunch of women on their bird mode, condoning each other's whack decisions, and you as a woman come in and say, hey guys, maybe this is not it. Okay, maybe this and that. The women will literally attack you and they'll tell you, shut up. Where your husband at? You a pick me, you this and that. It is very hard as a woman to go against the status quo that majority of women are going with, and a theory that they're rolling with in a majority. If you are the one woman in a mix of birds saying, I want to go the other way, the women will disown you and they will attack you. So I think that the birds of a feather flock together. Women are able to do this because they have other clans of birds that sit and support each other's terrible decision and terrible puss management.
That's deep. That's weird.
Yeah, it's serious.
Yeah, thank you, though.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. You have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, birds support one another. Okay, the birds say, you know what? If no one else will support us, we'll support us. Okay, nobody else want to sit and nobody else want to sit and condone our BS. We will. Wait, what is happening here? All right, guys, I'm trying to get this screen back up so y'all can call in. Yeah, try being the one woman that come forward and say, hey, guys, I think we do need a man. Hey, guys, I think we should do this, that, the third. You know what I'm saying? They attack you like hyenas. Y'all remember when I talked about the hyenas? It's not a game. Oh, you're live on the air. How are you? You're live on the air. How are you?
How you doing, Miss Six? I've been trying to call in for the longest. I like to get out of YouTube to try again. I'm like, if I don't go the third time, I'm gonna just leave it alone because I did all in the comments. It's Nicole talking. I wanted to say this because I watched it all yesterday, constantly play out on my Instagram. She likes emotional intelligence.
Hold on, sis. One second. Sis, 1 second. You're talking a little bit fast, and I don't know if maybe you're a little bit too close to the phone, but could you just slow it down for me and maybe clear your line a little bit, because I want us to be able to hear what you got to say.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, that's much better. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I was saying earlier that it took me a minute to get into call because I've been in the comments the whole time.
Okay.
No, what I was saying was yesterday I watched it play out constantly on IG. Dani is lacking emotional intelligence as a woman. Like you said, don't feel bad for her because she's 26 years old. Her brain is already fully formed. Mm-hmm. She sat up, she made in front of these other young ladies that were dark-skinned baby mamas to the baby, and she thought she was special. And like you just said, she's not even black to be calling herself a yellow bone. But I don't feel bad for her at all. And I was in the comments telling the people I don't feel bad for her. Take your baby, take that L quietly, boss up, and do what you need to do. A lot of women, a lot of women see what plays out right in front of them with these men. And they continue on to some fairy tale land thinking, well, it's not going to happen to me.
Yep.
They ignore every red flag, but they have the mouth to talk about another woman. And she's the woman that people need to talk about.
Yeah.
If you don't have a mother in the home to teach you, because I teach my daughters, I have 2 of them. If you don't have a mother in the home to teach the daughter that these are just celebrities, they go through things like we do, but you're not copy after some of these ignorant women, then that's where your problem lies.
Yeah.
But that's all I wanted to say.
Big facts, sis. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
You have a good one. Yeah, I do feel like, you know, Dani a little slow. She gives slow vibes for sure. Okay. Them slow chicks, why is this doing this? Them slow chicks be the worst ones. Okay. Sis got a point there. All right. Sis is a little bit a little, maybe that elevator don't go all the way to the top. You know what I'm saying? Elevator don't go all the way there. Okay, a little bit of an issue. You know what I mean? Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
Hello, fine. I like to, I know it's completely, it was not irrelevant, but I'm compared to PJ Washington in this terms of celebrating females, single mothers out of wedlock. Like with the PJ Washington situation and the bringing Ritter situation. I've noticed on the comment section how the woman Brittany Ritter was being glorified for running a scam on the Negro. I don't know if I'm sorry. Running a scam on me. And yeah, pretty much just celebrating. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Crazy.
Press 1 for English. Who understood what the hell he was talking about? What? Brothers, we need y'all to be articulate when y'all call in, okay? Can y'all please use proper grammar? Can y'all have your thought ready? Y'all kind of embarrass me sometimes. Can we not do this in front of company? If y'all gonna call in, please call in and talk like a man. Make some sense. Have a point. Don't call in, talk about you want to call about another video. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing good. What do you have on the subject?
So, I feel like a growth.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you repeat the last thing you just said?
I said I feel like what you're saying is a part of growth and accountability, but I don't think that all young women are there yet. So I feel like to shame them does not necessarily help the situation. And just to give you a little background on myself to kind of explain where I'm coming from, I have a mother who, well, actually, I should start with my grandmother. I have a grandmother whose mother passed away. She was raised by her father, and she went on to have multiple children, and most of them were women. None of them are successful as far as marriage and things like that. And I think a lot of that is because there hasn't been any guidance and there hasn't been any teaching. But I think that shaming women there are women out there who just haven't had any guidance and who are still growing. I'm still growing. I have children with men who are with my son's father, who is very disrespectful, unfortunately. But I didn't see the signs because I didn't have the guidance. So to shame somebody who didn't have a generation of women who didn't have that same guidance, I don't think it's helpful. Now, do I think that we as Black women have gotten away from accountability? Absolutely. I think that we are sitting around in a place of just continuing to not try to break any curses. So I respect what you're saying in a certain way, because we do need to get away from, oh yeah, girl, it's okay, let's all just be fine with where we're at. No. But at the same time, I don't know if shaming is the way to go about it.
Okay, so if shaming is not the solution, then what is the solution? How do we stop this from happening? What's the solution in your book?
To me, I feel like it's a lot more guidance and teaching that needs to be done. I'm very grateful that I have found your YouTube page, your channel, because I feel like it gives me a perspective that I didn't get from my mom. It gives me accountability that I didn't get from my mother or my grandmother, and things that I have learned in general. There needs to be more teachings for Black women in particular.
So you don't think that present day there is hella Black women out here, kind of not even just Black women, but women of all races that are out here teaching and sharing their experience? You don't feel like all young women have access to the internet?
No, I don't, ma'am. I didn't have access to the internet like that when I was about 4.
How old are you?
I am 28.
At what point did you not have access to the internet, though, if you're 28?
When did I get access? When I got maybe 20.
Okay.
I had a cell phone.
So
but
you're saying the solution is for other women to be a support system for the girls?
Yes.
Okay, so what about girls? My mom died when I was 19. So what about women whose mothers are dead?
I feel like we all need support systems. I'm not saying that I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm saying that I don't believe that shaming is the way to go about it. I think that we have got to come up with some type of awareness about, like, I didn't know that my son's father was verbally abusive and a fucking narcissist. I didn't know that. And I don't even know how to deal with it. Still learning how to deal with it. We have I'm still learning what that is.
Well, see, there's a simple solution to it. Is the step number one is we all are learning and growing at our own pace. That's fine. But while you're learning and growing is not the time to bring a life into the world. So it's a very simple solution to this. A woman needs to have a man marry her before she has the child. It is not, of course, saying that this guarantees anything, but nothing in life is guaranteed.
Saying that in the community. Besides,
well, let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought, sis. It's not. Let me finish my thought, sis. The solution to this is very simple. You get married before you have the child. That way, you as a woman have done your part. If the man has not married you, that means he simply has not committed to you. It is very simple. It is not that hard. You get married before you have the child. If you do not do this, this is the risk that can happen. And when you do not listen, when you fall on your face, do not expect any of us to coddle you. You will be held accountable for it. You will be shamed for it. Nobody will help you. Nobody will save you. You will be able to do nothing but grab whatever bit of dignity you have left, woman up, and take your L. Why is that a problem?
I just don't think as a human being watching the whole Dani Leigh video, I could not. And even though I don't like her because I'm a dark-skinned woman, I could not sit up there and watch somebody go through that type of pain and not.
Do you think that she felt any? Let me ask you this, sis. We got to have a conversation. I noticed that I'm trying to, talk with you, and you're kind of talking over me. So let's have a conversation because I want us to really understand each other. My question to you is this: did Dani lose any sleep when she watched the baby? When she sat right there and watched the baby kick his other baby mama out? Do you think that Dani said, "Oh my God, I just cannot bear to see this"? Do you think it moved her in any way, shape, or form when she watched this man do the same thing to another woman?
I don't understand that logic. I don't understand women that do that. I've never been like that.
So why are you now saying that you feel bad for Dani?
Because I don't on a human level, I just don't think it's okay. I'm in the same situation that I'm pregnant now, and my son's father is with some other woman, and she don't care. But I don't.
So why would you get pregnant? But you're saying you're 28 years old. Why would you be 28 pregnant by a man that didn't marry you?
Why would I be 28? Well, we got engaged before, but he's been in and out, inconsistent, and it's just I didn't realize. Personally, I feel like there's been some grooming that's been going on with me and him for a long time. I didn't realize what I was signing myself up for, and if I wish I would have had some type of guidance when I was younger, it would have helped. But I'm just dealing with what I have and the knowledge that I have is growing as a person. I realize now that would have been a better decision, but there was no emphasis on marriage like you're putting it. There was no women in the Black community, as you say, people should flock together that say, oh yeah, let's do that. Like you said, there's a lot of women who don't even talk about being with a man
or talk about being a wife, or talk about, and then you got a generation of girls who are trying to figure it out. And then sometimes it's too late. So that's why I'm saying the shaming is not going to help us grow. I respect what you're saying, I really do, and I agree with you to a certain extent. But what I want for this YouTube page, because I like this page a lot, is to help. Because I think you're in a position from looking at other YouTubers to really help young girls. Because I think you have a balance that is unmatchable, that I've seen from women talking about femininity.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know, can't describe the women that have psychologically, circumstantially been, at a disadvantage, and we're still growing. To shame us and stuff, you're gonna lose, we're gonna be the generation of the women that are teaching the other generation. So I want to change that. I want it to change. But I don't think shaming is the way. I think that we need to talk about mental illness. I think that we need to talk about what is going to be consequences with our daughters. There was no conversation about what was going to be consequences if I don't get married. In no fashion, not just my family, but my friends' family, generation. I'm young, so there is no conversation. What you're doing is you're letting women know, like, look at the consequences. I'm glad these videos are coming out too, because these videos also teach young girls this ain't the way, this ain't it. But what do we do after that?
So you agreed to get pregnant. What did the man sacrifice? So you have sacrificed your life and your well-being to take the risk of getting pregnant and risking your life to give birth, change your body, have a baby attached on your hip. You agreed to take all that risk. What did he give? What did he give you for you to mirror the man to where you decided you were going to impregnate yourself with a human being? What did he do for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did he do that is equal to you getting pregnant, something you can't take back, you can't undo, and bringing a real human into the world?
Well, there have been multiple discussions about us getting married. I mean, at one point in time, we were engaged, and that broke off.
Well, see, and this is the problem, though, sis, is when I ask you the problem is that when I ask you these questions, your only thing that you have to say that he did was talk. It's discussions. He said this. We discussed that. He did not take any action to move himself into a forever commitment with you. But you on your own decided to go forward and give him a forever commitment, which is a child. Because you can get divorced. You can't divorce your children. I don't know why we will sit and think that having a child with somebody is less of a commitment than getting married to them. You can divorce someone and chuck the deuces and never talk to them again. When you have a child with somebody, this is a real person that is there in the flesh. It cannot be undone. And it is not just an 18-year thing. That child will need both parents when they graduate college, when they get married, when they have their own children, their grandchildren, at their birthday parties. It is a lifetime commitment to partner with this person that you had a child with. At the very least, if you as a woman are going to sit here and risk everything to have this child that you cannot take back, the very least that he can give you is his last name. The man takes the lead. The man takes the lead, and it never works out for a woman when we take the lead. You tried to take the lead here and decided that you would give a bigger commitment than what he did. Now, we have to put our own ego aside enough to say, though you may be in this situation right now, it is okay to say, this is not it. This is shameful. I don't want any other woman to end up like me. You don't have to say you sympathize with her because you're in a similar situation. The truth is, you're 28 years old. You are a grown-ass woman. There is no reason why you should be single and pregnant. And not if you're going to be single and pregnant, at the very least, be in a real relationship with the man. I cannot buy that you did not know, or that marriage wasn't taught to be valuable to you. You're 28. And this is what I mean. If we sit and tell you congratulations, throw you a baby shower, and buy you gifts, how does that help?
I mean, the baby shower will be for the child, but as far as, I just don't think that shaming is the way. But I agree that there needs to be some accountability. I'm not sitting up here on the phone saying, boo me or feel sorry for me, because I made those choices, and at the end of the day, I'm responsible for those choices. I realize that, but I just don't think I realized the importance of marriage until I got a certain amount until I saw another woman asking for it. It didn't click. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that shaming somebody would be the way to go.
Well, you keep saying that shaming is not the way, but you have not given us a realistic alternative solution. You're saying that other women should just help other women, but how is that realistic? Not every girl has a woman in her personal life. And then you have some women like yourself who you're grown and single and pregnant, but you're still like, but don't shame me though. So how could you counsel another woman? I think instead we should be able to say, listen, this is common sense at this point. We've seen multiple situations. We have the internet. We're in the age of information. The only way to stop this is to have shame. Shame has been what has kept women accountable and in line since the beginning of time. That women are not supposed to be okay with being shamed socially. It should be something that scares women. You know, saying, oh, we as women should just counsel one another. What am I supposed to do? Go over to another grown woman's daughter and tell her what she should do about her life? No. Or should we say, listen, you ain't got to listen to me or hear it from me. You don't got to respect what I say. But if you don't do things this way, this will be the consequence you will have consistently across the board. Okay? You ain't got to respect it. You ain't got to understand it. You either fall in line or this is how you end up. That's the only logical solution that could get everybody on one accord. That's realistic.
Yeah, I don't think that we would agree on that. But I respect your opinion. I do think that we do need to start being more accountable for our actions and our part in the relationship. But other than that, I think that I don't think that that's true. Because if that was the case, why did it go away? If shaming was like the way to go about it, why did it go away? Somebody has to say, oh no, like this is not conducive to women. It never stopped women from making bad decisions. Shaming never stopped women. It might deter, but it never stopped.
Well, deterring and stop are pretty much the same thing. But actually, yes, shame has kept a lot of women in line for a very long time. Yes, it has worked.
There was a time where being a hoe was being shamed. But now, there was a time where being a hoe was being shamed, but it never stopped women from being hoes. It never,
right. And you asked, how did shame go away? Shame went away because of other women. When you have other women rapping about how good of a hoe they are, that is what made hoeing stop being a shameful thing. That's why I'm saying we as women, we have to hold each other accountable. I remember back in the day, if a young girl was being promiscuous with other women would turn their nose up to them and clutch their pearls and be like, ugh, gross. And when women would see that, she would say, okay, I will not be accepted by the highest level quality of my peers. So let me not go do that. So shame went away because of each other as women. And for shame to come back, it will take each other as women to do it. But I appreciate your opinion. We'll agree or disagree. And thanks you for sharing your thoughts, sis.
Yeah, no problem. Awesome conversation. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Okay, yeah, we're going to take one more call. 28, pregnant and single, Poor Puss Management. Hi, you're live on the air. How are you? Oh, I think I lost the call. Why is it dropping all my calls? Hi, you're live on the air. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, do you have something you want to share on the subject?
Yes, ma'am. So, just real quick off the last caller, like, I'm a young man, I'm 24, and if she came and she said to me what she said, man, we ain't listening to that. We gonna have to, hold you accountable and like, we ain't gonna shame you about disrespect, you call you out your name, but nah, bro, we ain't raising, little kids. Like, that's just reality. And then, just as far as with the baby and the Dani situation, how I see it is, on both sides. Like the baby, even though he famous, he shouldn't be cracking nobody anyway. Like you should, as black men, we gotta stop cracking women. Like if we ain't trying to marry you, bro, we gotta be accountable and not touch you. Cause we know we don't want you.
Yeah.
Like we as the men gotta hold that part on us. And then I agree with you. Like on her end, it's like, you ain't try to go after a preacher and he did you like this. Like you went after the, and after. So be accountable on the type of man you picking. And then you should try to get you a man of God. You pray to God, but you clearly ain't praying to God for him to be in your life. Because God wouldn't have brought you that type of situation. So I just feel like on both sides, they both should be accountable.
Yeah, I agree with you, my brother, because there is a dual responsibility here. But I guess I'm more so focusing on the solution here, because once the kids are conceived, once they're here, they're here. So I know men can sit all day and try to shame women about their decisions and this, that, and the third. That never is going to make women, kind of follow a code and raise their standard. The only thing that will do that is going to be the only thing that's going to do that will be if we as women actually sit and do that. But I agree with what you're saying too. Matter of fact, I did a post about that earlier on Instagram, and I said, listen, a woman having your child as a man is supposed to be an honor. You know what I'm saying? It was weird to me that the baby was sitting there like, oh, she was just a side chick. She wasn't nothing. And it's like, wait a minute. So you give a woman who is nothing your seed, your child, the next version of you who's going to carry out your name. Why are women that you don't even deem to be worthy of being your girlfriend? Why on earth are you giving them your seed? And I agree that men need to start valuing their seed as well. I do agree. Men need to stop. You cannot just be out here raw dogging, ejaculating in women any old type of way, and then thinking that you don't also hold a responsibility to it. But I appreciate you for calling in, my brother.
Too, the women it tell the women to pass it on to the women, And I read that part, I say a lot, but I can't. Your phone at some point,
your phone is kind of cutting out. Your phone is kind of cutting out. Can you repeat the last thing you said? It cut out on us.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It had just cut out for a second.
I was saying, in the Bible, it tells the woman, the next generation of women, teach the next woman, how to conduct herself. So, like as a young man, we can't say too much without getting, yelled at or, backlash. So, like, for the women, that's why I did agree with this. The solution can be, y'all have to shame, respect with a B word or something like that, but y'all do have to tell them that this ain't okay and we ain't rocking with it, because, like, even biblically it says this should teach the next woman how to be.
Okay, yeah, I think something's going on with your service, my brother, but thank you for calling in and giving us your opinion.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, that'll be the last call we take for today. I think we had some great discussions today. You know, I do think that situations like this are such a learning experience, okay? There is so much that we can learn from this, and I'm really glad that we had this conversation today, okay? Ladies, please stop thinking that if you throw your twat into the air, that it will rain down gold water. Okay? If you ladies don't take anything else from this, take this. The way a man does another woman will be a huge indicator in how he will do you. Stay humble. Give time for him to show consistent actions. Do not get on the high horse and see the way a man does to another woman and sit there and think that your twat will go in the air and bring down gold water, and it will not happen to you. Next point. If a man has a child with a woman, that should be a big deal. Masculine men naturally want to be in the home with their seeds. It is extremely odd for a man to be okay not being under the same roof as the children that he created and brought into this world. If you're going to be with a man that has children, you need to hear a very, very good reason as to why he is not with that woman anymore. A man of value does not give his seed to any woman who is willing to take it. Stay away from them men that say it's on the woman or whether or not we have children or not. Stay away from those type of men. Men who have value in themselves, it is an honor to carry on their children. If you are dating a man and he was just done with his baby mom, oh, she just get on my nerve. I just don't want to be with her anymore. I want to be with you. Do not do that. He is lacking a lot of instinct that should be normal to a masculine man. A man should be willing to die about his name, territory, and honor. When you see a man abandon what he had created because he is in a different mood that day, that's probably not the man that you want to sit and lay down with. Okay? Next thing, understand this. And again, you as a woman don't have to understand this, but you do got to respect it. Men test women. Men will sit and give you all the game, all the finesse, talk. And if you fall for his finesse based off of his words instead of his consistent action, he will low-key resent you for it. Too many times as women, you want to sit there and go along, get along what the man is feeding you verbally. And deep down inside, the man is dying for you to not be a duck. As long as he sees that he was able to finesse you, when he sees that you don't know how to say no, you don't know how to set a boundary, he loses all respect for you, and he will then proceed to punish you. And he will do worse and worse things and look at you more and more like, look at this bitch. I can make this bitch do anything. I could piss on this bitch and she'll still be there. That's the way they think. There are some men who get a kick out of seeing how much they can get a woman to do for them based off of just dick and lies. It is a sick ego stroke for a lot of them, and you need to be aware of it. It is better to lose the man and keep your respect than to sit and go off of his word and his word only and risk your entire well-being as a woman because he talked a good game. He will never wife you and be with you for real because, as the first caller said, he knows if I'm able to finesse her, other men too. Men do not want to commit to conquerable women. Until a man says, you are my girl, I am in a relationship with you, until that man marries you, action, not just talking. then we're just speaking, we just kind of, it's not set in stone. Shame, contrary to popular belief, is actually a good thing. It is how you keep people in line, because certain things are not necessarily illegal. Okay? You hold people accountable when they do something illegal with jail. But when you have things that are more of a social thing, like having children, you can't put a woman in jail for getting pregnant unmarried. There is no other plausible consequence besides shaming. She needs to have public shame. She needs to lose in status. This is how you will keep other women seeing that there is a consequence behind what is done. Okay? I don't feel bad for Dani Leigh because she never, not once, shed a tear over Mimi. Matter of fact, she's still, to this day, even though everything she's going through right now, she's still talking shit about Mimi. That girl never lost a wink of sleep over her sitting right up there with the baby while he dogged out the other mother. And she sat there and thought that her puss was going to turn to gold. Ladies, respect the game. Do not try to change it. Okay? I am here to help. If you are looking to book a session, send me an email to sixthegoddis@yahoo.com, or you can go to my website, sixthegoddis.com, to book a session as well. I have written a book about my journey in my femininity. Okay, I did not hold back. I was able to use examples of myself, my mother, her mother, on how we can learn from each other as women. The excuse of I didn't know is eventually not going to stick anymore. There is plenty of information. You have YouTube, we have books, we have forums, we have blogs. There are plenty of women sharing their circumstances. It is up to you to take responsibility as a woman as it regards to what you will or will not allow for yourself, ladies. I love you. I am here for you. Let me know if you need anything. Y'all, please like the video. Likes are free. Please share the video. Send it to your mama, your baby mama, your cousin, your uncle, whoever. Send it to them. Get the word out. Please subscribe to the channel. That way, when I do an upload or when I'm live, you can be notified. Like the video on your way out. Thank you all so much for the super chats. I have my Cash App up here. If you enjoy the content, if you said, I got something from this live today, I was entertained, I learned something new, whatever it is, I appreciate everyone who wants to show some love. Thank you all so much. We will definitely try to do another live stream again this week. And you all have a good one. And I'll see y'all later.